Nature's force have been changing the world ever since it was created. Then life forms appeared, microorganisms came, plants came, and then came the humans. Humans wanted to drive the world by their own way. It led to anthropogenic changes all over the globe. Though a few are beneficial and sustainable, but most of, as we all know, our activities have been harmful to the globe. But also, as human, we always find a way or try to find a way and make the problem a better strategy to live. How? Let's find out in this week's episode. Hi, I am Akash, and this is the AR Co Show, a podcast for and about the youth. When you look your surroundings today, you see the people wearing masks, gloves, doctors wearing a weird PVC covering all of their body. It might look very simple and obvious at this time, but just look a few months back. Could you have just imagined a summer when you have to sit at your home very far from canceling the trip? But even if you just think of planning a trip, you are no less than performing a sin. You are no less than a criminal. What would you have done to someone who have said this thing at that time, that you have to just suffer from these things, you have to sit your home, everything would be shut? What would be your reaction at that time? But see, here we are, an unthinkable and unprecedented future. I was not ready for it, neither you nor any other. What do you have thought in school time, that what if we get months and months of holidays? Well, now it is here. We are getting months and months of holiday just to sit at our home. Enjoy your time. But we are getting tired of this also. That's the human behavior. We always want something change. We do not want everything to just flow at what pace it is going on. We just want something change, something that happens that changes everything. We would like to include some changes in our lifestyle. The flow should be turbulent, not laminar. That's human behavior, and it's very obvious. But remember this, a lot of things have been changed. This is not the same world we have been living. Can we just say that we time traveled? I think so. What was predicted to be happen in next, say, 10 or 20 years, it is happening right now. At this time, it is happening. We deal with a ton of negative things in a day, but put it aside, put all the negatives aside, and let's talk about the positives only. The COVID definitely had put our lives on hold for a while, but as I mentioned, humans are very good at making the problem a new strategy to live. The world is almost open again. We are again going out. We are again free to plan our trips. The cases are still rising. This is the harsh reality. But there are several positives also. Firstly, when I talk about one of the biggest positive from this situation is that the earth is healing. I don't know till when it would be like this, but after decades, we breathe some really fresh air, some fresh air, some really pure fresh air. Pollution level went down significantly. As I said, I don't know how long it would be like this, but it's good as long as it is. It is good for our health, for other animals, for all of the ecosystem, for all of the ecology. Every species is getting benefited from it. Secondly, when I talk about the positives, people are spending more time with families. It was like family reunion. Spent hours and hours playing board games like most famous the Ludo, uh, creating some awesome memories with family members. This might not be. Uh, this is not going to be anything like this in next 20 or 30 years, or I don't know whenever, but it is once in a lifetime when every family member is just sitting at home for for such a long period that you have to do no job, no work, just chilling with the family. Yes, there was work from home, I understand, but keep it aside that enough time to spend with your families, not just say the weekends. You have whole of the week. In fact, many would have forgot that when is the weekdays and when it is weekends. This is how all the things happen. And the third one, and I think it is one of the most important, is that the digital revolution, which was supposed to happen in around say 2025, we saw it happening right now. School schools were shut, offices were shut, everything is work from home. Students getting online classes. Isn't it seems like a scene from sci-fi? I like I have seen these kind of things that everyone is sitting at their home just displaying their work, what they have done to their bosses, teacher teaching the students are reading on an iPad. This is a phenomenal change. Just within a year, can you imagine? Within a year, everything has been changed from blackboard and notebook. It's completely digital. You have a phone, smartphone, iPad, or laptop, and you're making notes on that. You're reading on that. And even not just pre-recorded, teacher is teaching live. You can raise your doubts. This is one of the biggest positive from it, that we we saw this digital revolution at least, I would like to say, at least 5 years before when it was supposed to happen, or when it was predicted to be happened. And it's good that science have developed so much that we can handle these kind of situations. Apart from it, i would I would include, like, there are a ton of things, but there's another thing. Everyone have developed some new hobbies. Some started to read, some to write. A few adopted a new morning routine. I started this podcast for and about the youth, as you know. Just a very little promotion. And most of the people cook. They try to get a certified chef badge from every family member. This is a very big positive we have got, that people are trying new things, people are adopting new hobbies, to read, to write, a new morning routine, a new before sleep routine. People are adopting these things. Though it seemed very fearing in starting, just when the lockdown was imposed, but after 6 months, here we are. We have learned that speed is not everything. Sometimes we should slow down, sit quiet, think, see ourselves, our surrounding. The slow down process is very important. I usually listen to Nilesh Mishra's The Slow Interview. There's the ambience of nature, there's the ambience of true success, the true sounds of everything. You can feel your breathe there. It is slow. Nothing is going there. Everything is flowing smoothly. The laminar flow there is happening. All the questions, all the answers, like, it is. I highly recommend it. You should check it once, and then you would feel that really the slow process is very essential for everyone to to regather, to recollect themselves. Then you would realize that maybe in this rapid race I've been missing something. This lockdown period have given us a a hell of lot of time to recollect ourselves, to peep into our inner soul and try to get a peace. That time we have passed through taught us a number of things. A new world is awaiting us, but we have to go there with full preparedness. We have to make a checklist for ourselves, whether are we ready to enter this world or not. The new world is welcoming us, but for a better survival in it, we should learn new skill set. The traditional degrees and classes are no more of big importance in this new world. Your practical knowledge, your skills are tested to survive in this new world. And why I am constantly saying or calling it a new world, because there's nothing being taken from the world we have lived uh, our life. It is going to be a new world where we have to learn something new, build some good habits, learn about the stock market, learn programming, learn management, learn the skills which are high in demand. We are at the border of traditional and this new modern world. This new modern world. Why new modern world? Because we have entered this modern world, but this world is also changing. Like there have been updates in our smartphones, there have been some feature updates, some other regular updates. So there have been regular updates, but this is a feature update. A number of things are going to change. Once entered, there's no going back. And to survive there, you have to fight. You have to move your hands and legs and get a place for you. To survive there, you have to be in the competition with others. So learn new things, learn new skills. That's the only way you can survive in that world. And that's the only way you can live for hundreds or thousands years, because learning is a process which makes everyone a youth. No matter it may be 70, 80, 100, any age person, if he or she is learning anything, then he is the youth. Yeah, but also remember, this time have been very unlucky, very bad for some people. So it's our duty, it's our moral duty. Everyone who is privileged, like me, like you, it's their moral duty to help them morally and economically. Also, it's not compulsion. Don't take it like you have to do this. Don't feel obliged to it that you have to help them economically. You can help them morally if you can't help them economically. But remember, helping each other is the basis of coexistence, and coexistence is very essential for any of the species, for any of the organism to survive. And if we help each other, we can coexist. The world have changed tremendously due to this COVID, so we should also align ourselves accordingly. But what should not have changed or should never change is our desire to thrive, our desire to learn new, our desire to survive, and our desire to be youth. Thanks everyone for your precious time which you have given to this podcast to me. If you like what I create, then just subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, it would be appreciated if you just follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Everywhere it is the AR Core Show. This podcast is also available on Spotify, Pocket Cast, Apple Podcast, and Google Podcast. Also on all other major podcast streaming services. So give it a try. And that's all for this week, and I'll see you the next week. Till then, be happy and be you.